for me, Sainz is a better driver than Leclerc.
Damn!
Well, going off Carlos Sainz and Williams, how do you see Carlos Sainz fitting in with the Williams team, and what impact do you think his move will have on both Williams and his career going forward?
I'm really curious to see the impact it has on Alex Albon in particular.
Yeah.
Who's been the number one driver there since he got there, and by considerable margin, because you look at the teammates that he's had. Come next season, neither one of his former Williams teammates will be in Formula One anymore.
True. Will he stay at number one, or Sainz go straight to number one?
That's a really interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where I think the team has to show a level of loyalty to Albon for re-signing in the first place, and so
100%.
saying, at least on paper, you're the number one driver.
Yep.
But I'm like really high on Carlos Sainz. I think he's so good. For me, Sainz is a better driver than Leclerc.
Damn!
And I think
Really?
Ferrari really put themselves... Yeah, I think they really put themselves in a pickle when they went and signed Hamilton, because then obviously you can only keep one of the two. And you have to keep Leclerc, right? He's the younger driver with arguably the highest ceiling, I guess, long term.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have to keep him. But Sainz has been performing better for me for the last couple of seasons now. I don't think Leclerc's got it in him to be a world champion.
I don't think he'll ever win one either, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the right word is, but he's almost too tame.
Yeah.
Like, he concedes really easily. And when the pressure's really high, he seems to just fold. He doesn't. I'd never see him really step up in a way that's like, that's a driver who has grit and determination and will do anything to win.
Yeah.
I don't think he has that sort of mentality, which I think you have to have when you're at this level.
You got to be crazy, right? Well, that's what I was going to say. I think he folds definitely when the times get tough. He just absolutely crumbles. So yeah. I think you're on the money.
I think Sainz is a huge pickup for Williams. But there's now a lot of pressure on that team to put forth a car, because they've got two very good drivers.
Yeah, but the car's always below par, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no excuse for them not to almost be best of the rest, as we say, like outside of Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes, down McLaren maybe.
Yeah.
But they should be the ones sort of on the heels. They should take over kind of what Aston Martin was last year.
Yes.
I think that's got to be the goal for them next season. So there's definitely a lot of pressure there now that they have the drivers and that there's no real excuse. So I don't know what that means for Sainz's career either. I don't know. I don't think this is his last contract. I don't think this is his last team.
No. Well, how old is he now? Is he ticking along or not?
I don't think he's as old as I thought. I remember looking this up the other day because I assumed this was going to be kind of his last stop.
29. He's still young.
Yeah. He's got a lot to offer still. So he's only just in his prime, really, as a driver. Hitting his prime now. So for him, I think he needs to use it as a stepping stone to get back into one of those championship contending teams at least one more time. Yeah.
Which, it'll be tough. I was going to say, where would he go? But then McLaren there, obviously, I think they're set up for years to come. How long has Norris signed on for? How long is he there for?
He's there for a couple of years still. But I think the hard thing with McLaren, right, is when you have two elite drivers, how do you balance that when both drivers think they're capable of world championships, which they probably are?
That is true.
What's the balancing act there? It becomes really difficult.
Well, it's kind of like Verstappen and Ricciardo at Red Bull when they were clashing those years.
Yeah, we've seen it. Like, you can go back further when it was like when we had Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton on the same team.
Yes.
Obviously, if you could have kept them together, you'd have had the two best drivers over the course of 8 to 10 years, but it was never really going to work out.
No, you need someone like a Bottas who will just happy. Well, I don't know if he was happy, but he was happy to go second and let Lewis, take all the wins. And, ultimate team.
Exactly.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.